This is the House of Boom podcast. I'm your host, Eric Boom Salvery. Today we have a special guest in the building. Y'all remember straight Outta Compton. That was a great movie. It was something for the culture, you know. And it was just something that I really think it was necessary. You know, sometimes we have history and it's 100 years old or 50 years old, but not something as recent as the early 90s.
Yeah.
And going on to what affects culture today. And so one of the key figures in that movie, he scared the SIHT out of everybody. In his role and portrayal of Suge Knight. So I got my boy R. Marcus Taylor with the U is in the building today, and happy to have him here. What's going on, brother? Fresh off a bad Uber ride, but you know,
yeah,
all that good stuff.
Uber, Lyft. Lyft. Where's the camera? Here.
Right.
Yo, Lyft, you gotta really let this dude, some of these guys go, because they don't do their job. But I'm still good. I'm excited to be here, and Eric's like my brother, so of course I'm gonna be here.
Yeah. So, you know, traveling. Sometimes people don't realize that there's a lot of little different things that go on to getting a podcast, getting the guests here, getting them to be comfortable in this space.
Yeah.
But we are here today. How you feeling, bro? Outside of the other stuff.
Oh no, everything's great. I've never felt so good, like physically, emotionally, spiritually. Things are a lot better, and I'm just ready to continue what I've been starting on, and things are just about to blow up.
Really? So a lot of people don't realize that, you know, a lot of people see you, I know you go out and people are like, oh, that's the dude that plays Suge, but people don't realize that you've been acting way before that.
Yeah.
So how did you really get into acting?
Well, I started like when I was fighting. You know, I was a kickboxer, and one of the judges was a stunt coordinator.
Oh, word.
And he says, like, can you move like that on a camera? I was like, in front of a camera. I was like, for money, yeah. So
You gonna pay me?
yeah. A couple months went by. He finally called me. Like, I know a guy that is doing a TV show. You can double for this guy. That was Tough Equals Style. And I don't remember the show, but I was a stunt double, and it was magic, bro. I love anything physical. I love to do. I wasn't at that time. I wasn't afraid of anything, and I was hungry. I wanted to prove myself. I wanted to be to the top.
Right.
And I didn't want to wait.
Right.
And everybody says, take your turn now. You don't take your turn. You go for yours. That's it. You go for yours. You know, God ordered my steps, but I'm going forward. So, and I started doing auditions like as a stuntman actor, and I kept getting roles. I worked on a lot of different TV shows doing acting and stunts. It progressed, but then I went to LA because I just felt like New York wasn't really
The vibe.
Yeah, because I mean it's a different vibe from New York than LA. It's like New York. I mean, there's some great. Don't get me wrong. There's some great guys, stunt guys, but some of them, it's like they'll hire their frat brothers or their daughters or sons or friends, and they can't even jump an inch off the ground. You know.
Wow.
So, you know. So I went to LA, and then I started getting a lot of work there. Years went by. Kept working, and then a friend of mine told me I should audition for Straight Outta Compton, and I was like, nah, I don't want to do it, because I just felt like a bald black man with a beard, big guy, another bad guy, you know. So she was like, dude, are you serious? Go for yours, get in there, and then once you up there, then you can do what you want eventually. So I was like, I'm gonna do it. So I sent all my stuff, and I just made myself look like, you know, Suge, and I put a picture of Suge and then a picture of myself, and I put it together, and I sent that to all the casting agencies, and to the stunt coordinator who I knew, and he sent it to F. Gary Gray. I was like, this guy, you should see this guy. So, you know, I went to see F. Gary Gray on and he was like, he comes up to me like, and he's like 5'8", 5'7". I'm like 6'2" and a half. He's just like, can you eat? And I said, for money? Yeah. Yeah. So he was like, all right, start eating. You still gotta go through the process of audition. I was like, no, I don't want nothing given. I'm gonna earn everything.
Right.
That's what I've earned. I can say this and sleep good at night that I work. I didn't kiss no butt. You know, I didn't do anything like trying to better my career by acting like, you know, craziness. And I'm proud of that. So that being said, all right. So it was like a 3-month process. I just started eating as much as I could, and practicing watching Suge Knight on any platform I could, you know, anything, YouTube, clips of him. I just studied him. I studied him hard, you know, and every time I went on an audition, I would be Suge. I wear the red, the sunglasses, the big stogie, and I didn't know how to smoke cigars at that time. I was taught to actually do that, and that was uncomfortable. But after 3 auditions, the last audition really was great, and I got the part. I mean, I remember it exactly like 15 minutes after I did that last audition. I was just proud of myself because I was really scared before that. But I was like, I did it. I don't care if I don't get it. They can't deny me. You know, they know I'm something.
Yeah.
And then they got a call 15 minutes later.
That's dope.
Yeah.
No, it's crazy, you know, because I think was that around the time when you moved to LA, when you still had the gym?
Yeah. I stopped the gym in 2012.
Yeah. So that's around the time when we started rocking out.
Yeah.
And I remember he had the gym and he was teaching me to take kicks from 6'7" Russian dudes. And like, no, seriously, like y'all don't understand. Like I have a picture that I'll probably throw up at some point in time. There was like this 6'7" Russian kickboxer.
Yeah.
He looked like the real life version of what Dolph Lundgren should look like if from Rocky and all that other stuff. And then he's teaching me to hold the bags and take kicks.
Yeah.
And then
He's actually 7 foot.
7 foot. Okay. I'm sorry.
You know, Radu Spiegel. He was Romanian champion, 5-time champion. I had to fight him twice. That's no heavy feat.
And so it when he kicks you, it's like a tree. Somebody throws a tree branch at you. So if you ever see me if you ever see me training with a tree branch, that's why I do that. It's interesting the trajectory that you had. And it's kind of like I got a chance to be like a firsthand view from just being a trainer and moving into acting and just blowing up in so many different ways. Yeah. You talked about you know, being a stuntman and an actor. Yeah. Are there many people who excel in both? Can excel in both?
Yeah.
And who are some of the people you looked up to that gave you hope that you could land big roles like that?
There's so many.
We'll keep it to like 2 or 3.
Yeah, all right. Steve Jackson. He was the guy in American Ninja.
Okay.
The black guy that played Jackson.
Yeah.
And Branson Richmond. He was. Do you remember? He's been in so much stuff. He's always played like that bad guy in something.
Right.
And he's been doing that for like 40 plus years.
Okay.
And I know there's another one. I just can't get that name. But no, I had a lot of influences.
Okay.
I grew up watching it, and I pretended to be them. You know, and in Hong Kong martial arts stuff, I would watch kung fu movies forever. You know, and I just adapted. You know.
Do you ever feel yourself? Do you like playing the bad guy?
Yeah.
He kind of scared me when he said that. It was like all over the place, and then the thought came focused. Yeah. Oh, okay.
I mean, people like to hear stuff what I'm about to say, but I like to just be real with it. There ain't too many light-skinned lead men in Hollywood. And I knew I was going to be typecast some kind of way. So I wanted to make sure, like, I wanted to be that bad guy villain. So it's like, oh, Marcus, we'll hire him because he just looks, you know. And I made it work. I made things believable. People really thought I was from Compton. And I'm like, nah, I'm from Jersey. You know, and it was crazy. It was crazy. It was fun. But now I want to do more variety.
Okay.
You know, it's just like the bad guy thing, choking women, pistol whipping dudes in parking lots, killing people, you know, all that. I mean, it's fun. I love to do it, and I still do it. That's why I get paid for it sometimes, you know, and I love it. But I've learned so much acting since straight Outta Compton. I've learned so much things. I have an acting coach I've been working with for 2 years. And
you want to shout him out?
Yes, Pamela Andrews out of LA. She's a writer, casting director, teacher, coach, and she doesn't play. She doesn't play. She'll tell you you're terrible, like you stink, but then she'll say, you know what? Let's work on how to fix it. And then I put the work in. And I grew to love it. Before, I wouldn't read scripts. Now I read them. And then because I was like, I don't care about the other characters. I just want to do my part and go. But now I read the whole thing, and it's fun. You know, so.
What, with that direction, change of direction, what do you see yourself going in the future that or roles that you're going to try to go for? Because I do understand that sometimes as an actor, you kind of do have to put your foot in the ground and say, please, I respectfully, I've done this work, I want to do more.
Yeah.
So what type of roles do you see yourself going for?
Well, lately I've been going for, you know, some romantic leads. I mean, like, because I was like 340 in straight Outta Compton. And
how much are you now? This year?
I'm 205.
Okay. You look good, bro.
Thank you. I feel great. I feel good. I've never felt this good. I really haven't. I just submitted myself to a healthy lifestyle, and it works for me. I'm keeping that.
Right.
You know?
So romantic roles.
Romantic roles, mentor roles. Father, like I want to play the father. I want to play. Hell, I want to play the son. Hopefully, working with the A-list. Like actors, you know, and I definitely want to do action because that's what I'm good at. That's what I'm the best at, and it sucks sometimes. No, I mean it does. It sucks. Like I love doing drama, but I've been doing drama for like the last 8 years, and it's like it's time for me to show what I can do, and once people see it, they'll love it. And they'll keep wanting it. And I'm not boasting. I'm just saying everything I've ever done has never been boring. I've never done one boring scene at all since I've been working. Just think on that and realize now from 2015 that I've grown in so many different ways, and I'm prepared for the good and the bad, the negative and the positive. So I'm old school.
That's what's up. How did you get into martial arts? Because you talked about that a little bit. And like I said, I remember back in the day in the gym, we were doing kickboxing and just certain things. And I mean, to be honest with you, that transitioning from sports, being a sports person to being a trainer, for me, started with you, and a lot of people don't realize that, and I always give you credit for that.
Thank you.
I knew how to work out for myself and just do certain things, bench press, squat, lift, but then even in some of the things that I'm going to do in the future, it all started, doing why I can add like a cardio boxing class to my regime and stuff like that. Really started from me just learning punches and learning how to take a punch. I'm not going to. His wife punched me one time. this guy gonna have his. I don't know. She gonna be okay with me. She ain't gonna see this. So one time he was like, "Yo, you gotta learn how to take a punch," and I'm like, "All right, whatever." He's like, "All right." He's like, "Yo," and then his wife was there. He's like, "Come here, babe." And he's like, "Just stand there and take it." And I'm like, "All right, whatever." So I'm thinking I'm good. I'm like, I'm about to eat this joint, whatever. His wife hit harder than he do. That's he failed to tell me. Producer Baif, that's what he failed to tell me. So he was like,
she set you up.
She set me up. So she was like, all right. He's like, babe. She's like, babe, I don't think I should do this. And I'm like, he's like, nah, he could take it. He's like, babe, you sure? She's like, yeah. She was like, boom, yeah, boom. Like a pretzel, bro. Like a pretzel. I was like, yo, this is. Get your core tight. That's the other thing, work on your core.
Yeah,
but
she's training in Muay Thai for almost 20 years now since we've been together, and she punches like a cruiserweight.
Yeah,
a cruiserweight male.
And just I saw her the other day. I still forgive you. There's no beef, but now the world knows. But how'd you get into martial arts?
Okay, I was watching a lot of kung fu movies. 1981, I asked my dad, like, I wanted an Asian teacher.
Okay.
Because I saw you saw. And I'm like, I want to do that. And he's like, nah, you're going to train with us, with the black men. You're going to learn a lot more than what you think. And you need to experience that, because there are a lot of black champions, great black martial arts champions, martial artists, period. And I was really lucky to start, and it was tough. And we got our asses kicked. But it made me strong.
Now your dad, he was one of the first. He was one of the mayors of Plainfield. Or something?
Yeah, I think he was the second black mayor.
Second black mayor of Plainfield, and that's him tattooed on your arm.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
Yeah, man. He passed away in 2009, which is weird, because that's when after he passed away, I realized, like, I'm gonna go for more. Like, whatever fear I had, it was gone. Now it's like I'm not ordinary. I'm not a regular guy.
Right.
So I gotta do what I want. If you don't do what you want and do what like your dream is, it's like you're just existing in the world, and it's depressing. You gotta just sometimes take a deep breath, ask God to help you, and then go for it. And I didn't know where to go most of the time. I had a terrible sense of direction. But once I just kept going, like I felt God pushing me, and it worked. I'm happy and blessed.
Now, on the stunt side, we talked about like the guys who transition to the acting, but on the stunt side, how difficult is that? Because it's like you're doing the dirty work. People, you grow up, you see an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie or Sylvester Stallone. I think currently, like when I think of somebody who tries to find himself in action roles, I think B. Jordan kind of does his own thing. At least he takes the punches or something like that.
Yeah, no, he works very hard. He doesn't even want to stunt double, but sometimes he's got he does most of his stuff. Yeah, he just doesn't. He's fearless.
But a lot of I know that Chris Hemsworth, he has a stunt double.
And he's tough too.
Yeah,
he's really tough. He trains really, really hard.
Yeah,
you see that last Thor movie.
Yeah,
he trained his butt off.
Oh yeah, he to get the physique in on point. Yeah. But talk about just the level of toughness that it is to really be a stunt guy, to do the dirty work, and to not. It's almost like people. Like I remember seeing Jason Momoa. He has three stunt guys or something like that, and they all kind of look like him. And I'm like, oh, they use one for this one, they use one for this one, they use one for this one.
The Rock has 4.
Who?
The Rock has 4.
Wow.
Keanu Reeves had 6.
Wow.
And Steven Seagal had about 4 or 5.
Wow.
So yeah.
Have you ever found yourself in that multiple role where it's like it's 3 other guys in the same role for you, or is it mostly been just you when you're doing the stunt side strictly? Has it just been you, like instead of like you and another guy for the role?
Yeah, there's been they always pitch other stunt guys. Fortunately, I was the one chosen.
Okay.
And I'm glad for that.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, have you ever been like The Rock? Like you said, The Rock has 4.
Yeah.
So have you ever been in that situation?
I've always been the one.
Okay.
Like it's just like my body type or physique at that time. It was like I'm like 6'2.5", but I have really long arms. So I would double for guys that are 6'5", 6'6". It just looks, it's similar because I studied his movements.
Okay.
And I become that person. It's not hard. I've always been a mimic or copy things.
Okay.
So yeah, it worked out. It was easy for me. And coming from an athletic background, like I said at that time, bro, it's like it was nothing. Like nothing fazed me. It was like if you're like 60 and well, if you're under 60 in the business, like your coworkers. I mean, I don't really try to kiss butt or try to be all tight with him.
Yeah.
But I'm just here to work.
Yeah. What what is the you say you're fearless now.
Yeah.
But what is the craziest stunt that you've done that you be like, ooh, that like that you can think of?
Well, that one with Luke Cage throwing me through that window.
Oh yeah, y'all. So if you recollect the first season of Luke Cage, was that the first episode?
First episode, yeah.
First episode where there was like a bunch of dudes. They were jumping, trying to jump Luke Cage, and a guy punches him, and his arm turns into like rubber and breaks or something like that. That was compliments of big action guy right here.
Yeah.
But that you said you got thrown through the window.
Yeah. I actually we did 2 takes.
Okay.
And the first one went really smoothly. I went through. They didn't blow the window though, but I just went straight through, and everybody was like, "That's perfect, right?" Then the director wanted me to try it again. Now the stunt coordinator James Liu, he's an Emmy winner for stunts. He said like he doesn't need to. That was like there's the best take you can ever get. And I'm like, hold up, James. Yo, I'm trying to make money. I'll do it again. Like that was Brown. He was like, for real? I was like, yeah, for real. Yeah. So the second time I tried to go through the window. Yeah. And I got like caught in between the glass. It cut. Man, I had like 50 stitches. Wow. Like 18 here because there was a glass right in the kneecap. And I didn't feel it. I just thought there was something itching. Yeah. I'm like, what is that? Because I guess the adrenaline, And then there was one stuck inside. Yeah, it was deep. And up in here, one was in here. And it was here, and here. Yeah. That was like I guess people say you could have died. I was like, yeah, I guess I could have. But it was like me, I'm like, dude, I'm built for this. I'm a black man. I'm built for struggle. Let's go. And the thing is like, they wanted me to go to the hospital. I was like, no, I'm good with the stuff, But that's because I was hungry, bro. I was like, yo, like people always say that if they want something, you go after it. So I went to the hospital. The doctor looked at me and was like, oh, you gotta stay overnight. I was like, the hell you say? I gotta go back to work. And he starts laughing. I was like, yo, seriously. And there was a PA that came with me to assist me. And I was like, yo, he's not listening to me. Tell him I'm going. All he gotta do is give me something for the pain and take all this out and stitch me up. And, like maybe, honestly, 2 hours. They took all the glass out and they stitched me up. And I was like, all right, let's go. He said, you sure? Yes. So we went back and everybody was like, what the heck? Like they really were shocked that I was there. They was like, no, this guy's done. But no, I'm like, no, I'm gonna finish my work. People were shocked and people were impressed. But my thing is, it's like what you say is your word. When you say you're gonna do something, you will do it. And a lot of people, they don't practice that, but I do. So, and I think that's helped me.
That's dope. Yeah. That's dope. That's cringeworthy, but it's dope.
Yeah.
Because every time you say this and this and this, I it's almost like I can physically see it in my mind happening.
I
So,
took pictures too.
oh.
I posted it.
Yeah.
I posted pictures on Instagram. Yeah.
So, that's a nice segue because I was getting ready to throw it over to producer Baye for our producer segment question of the day.
Cool.
I'm sure he's got some interesting.
Oh yeah, bring it.
I got a few.
Bring it.
First of all, I appreciate your work. I appreciate your work ethic.
Thank
It's
you.
not a lot of people that you think of in the Hollywood space where the work is really what it is, but it sounds like a Denzel approach. It's
Yeah.
like, nah, this is the work.
Yes.
So this is what we came here to do. We gonna do this.
Yes, sir.
So that's what's up. The glass in the head is just nuts.
Oh, there was other. I got hit from a huge truck going 50 miles per hour, but then it's like I got hit. It's like they stopped it, and I went flying. And this is a movie called Life of Crime. Jennifer Aniston and Mos Def, a lot of Tim Robinson. That was a good film. I had fun on that, but I didn't die.
Thankfully.
And I got paid a lot for that.
Thankfully.
It's good. It's good when like being a stuntman. It pays well once you're in there, and they feel they can trust you. You can work. So yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I got a couple questions.
Go for it.
First one that popped out with not taking no shorts. You said you never kissed no butt.
No.
You never basically slighted the work, and I just was curious to where did that energy or where did that ideology come from? Like, was it something that was instilled from your childhood, your parents, your father, your grandfather, old dude down the street? Like, where did you build that? Like, nah, integrity is what I'm gonna build all of this on, period.
Yeah, definitely my parents were a big influence. Like, my mother was like principal and vice principal of some of the toughest schools in Patterson. And my dad, he was the mayor of our town, but before that, he was a Vietnam war hero. His whole like, I would like to do a story about my dad, because you wouldn't believe it if unless you really knew about it. And let me get back to that. I guess watching my father do things differently is like, well, like if there was an altercation, he'd be like, it's okay, we're good. He's killed people in Vietnam, so it's like, yo, and he back then in the 60s, and he grew up in Richmond, then the Plainfield and the projects. Listen, being a black man is very hard. Back then, I don't know if I could have done what he did. I know I couldn't. But that motivated me. And then when he passed away, it was just like, yo, it's time for me to stop just going through motions. Like, I had enough. It's like, I want to live my life like to the fullest. I want to live my best life and do what I love to do. And I love acting. And I would bug people, some would call it stalking, but I was like, no, it's my vigor. So if you like me, you like me. If you don't, you probably call the cops on me. Other than that, I'm still coming forward. It's just like, and once you see what I can bring, it's like, wow, this guy's really good. And that's what, and if I'm good, I just want opportunities. That's all I've ever want. Just give me an opportunity, I'll take care of the rest.
Gotcha.
So far as work.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Said you had more than one, right?
My second one, you had mentioned when you was warming up or getting into the role of Suge.
Yeah.
That you became Suge.
Oh, yeah.
So what type of actor, if you classify a type, and if you do you consider yourself a method actor? Do you consider, like, what range of actor do you consider yourself?
Well, at that time, the first day of shooting straight Outta Compton, I didn't, actually, F. Gary Gray comes up to me and said, yo, you gotta listen. It's time for you to be Suge now. You're not Marcus no more. And I was like, all right, no, you don't get it. You are not Marcus. On this set, you are Suge Knight. So if somebody talks to you, somebody try to be cool or whatever, If you don't want to talk to them, you can tell them to fuck off. Can I say fuck? Sorry,
Yeah, you're fine.
You can tell them to, do that, and even if it's my mama, if you don't feel like talking, don't talk. Be should. I was like, dude, I don't want to hurt nobody. They're kind of scared of me right now, just by looking at me. And I didn't want. And he's like, yo, dude, this is real. It's time. You got a shot now. Put up or shut up. Yeah. Like I said, he was, what? In my face. Yo, you're shook. You understand? Yes, sir. And I did it. And it worked. Really? Yeah. I got a story for that, but yeah.
Then I had slapped him up.
You be shook right now?
Of course.
Can I just get like 10% of that? Just for the...
You gotta guess right. You know where the fuck I'm from? This Compton, nigga.
It was there. It was there.
Yeah.
It was there.
Yeah.
It was there.
I got it.
But hold on, my flinch. Hold on. My flinch came with a shoulder.
No, I didn't see the shoulder though.
I was like, oh.
I didn't see the shoulder. I just saw you go back like that. I didn't see this. I would have liked it if I saw the shoulder. But no, yeah. No,
it's all on tape. It's on the eye in the sky doesn't lie. He was there though. He was there though.
Yeah,
he was there. He was there. I was like, I don't know who I'm talking to right now.
So, question: do you prefer that method? Like, if somebody was to say you're doing a pick on a person, would you prefer to live as that person? Like, kind of like how they say Jim Carrey would do, or what's his name? He's a comedian actor. Suicide. Robin Williams would do.
Yeah. When I really started doing the method, it was just easier for me. Actually, doing a real person, you want to do it right. So, I study when it's a real person. Yeah, I'm gonna be that person. It's just easier.
Yeah.
But I let people know exactly what I'm gonna do. So if any issues, I told you exactly what I need. Like, just don't touch me suddenly. That that's what I always say. Just don't touch me suddenly, and I'm gonna be the character, but I'm doing what y'all want me to do to get this production right, and you need me to let me do it, and I'll do it, and it'll work, and you'll enjoy it. It's gonna be a fun time watching it, So, yeah.
That's what's up. And that's the producer segment.
Question of the day.
Word.
Now, I guess we could, we did all that, talked about all the acting stuff, and you just made me. You made me jump. But it's funny though. One time, we was at the gym, and I don't know. This is when he was 320 mark. I don't know what you said. 300.
Like 340.
340 markers, and we was doing something, and he I think I made him mad or something like that, and I don't know. We it was like a brotherly mad or something like that, and he was like, "Oh, you mother!" And then he started running at me, and I was like, "All right," and I threw something at his legs, and he tripped. And he was mad as hell. I was like, "You ain't gonna get me. You ain't gonna get me, bro." He tripped. I said, "Yeah."
Wow.
He's like, "Oh, you mother!"
Oh, wow. That was me. That was me back then.
I was like, but that's what it is. So if you ever running from a bully, throw something at their legs, and it'll give you either time. It'll either throw them off or
I think that's a perfect thing to do.
Yeah, that if you trip them up, you either get more time to run away or you get time to jump on them.
That's very smart. That's actually very smart.
But you talked about just being in a space where you're better now. You said, I guess in a sense, holistically better. Yeah. Talk about that process of getting yourself to that space where you are now.
Well, I said this on other shows that I fight clinical depression, bipolar, severe anxiety, and a really bad case of ADHD. And I've had that since I was 9. And dealing with that back in the 80s, in our neighborhoods,
They was playing all types of games. They just
Yeah.
throwing everything at you, all types of medications. And,
no,
and all
actually,
of
no, it was different. It was like, just pray, it'll work it out. But you know that can't really. You need to go see someone, and admit it, and admit what you're going through, and get help. And I'm really big on mental health right now because there's so many people don't realize they're in a big depression, and you know it's just it's a chemical imbalance that's in your body, and you need to address that. And you know you're not crazy. It's life. Life can be tough. Life is tough.
right.
And some people need to learn how to handle it more better.
Okay.
So yeah, not since then. Like I was really depressed for a couple of years. I was tired of being the bad guy all the time. It really frustrated me for years, and I was literally in the bed for like 3 years, like morning, noon, and night, unless I had to go to work. And I went to the beach once, but most of the time I was just like in the bed in the dark, not doing anything for 3 years.
Wow.
Then I was like, you know what? I can't do this no more. It's time to wake up. And I changed everything. My eating. I got a closer relationship with God. I got baptized. I never got baptized before until a couple of months ago. That helped me. And just living a clean, healthy life. You know, like the older you get, you don't really need to be all macho. And I never tried to be macho, but at the time, if you tried me, I'm not gonna, step back ever. But now I'm like, I'm good. Let it ride. Let it just cool off, because it's best for me anyway. I can't afford to. I got things to live for, and I got stuff to do.
Right.
So I just leave things alone, and it's been great. But yeah, most people, they see me, they call me Suge. And some people don't even recognize me sometimes. But when I go to LA and Atlanta and New York, they was like, yo, Suge, you lost mad weight. Yo, you even look, but I knew it was you. But I was like, thank you. And I don't mind, you can call me Suge for the rest of my life, because that made me, relevant.
Just say, it's interesting. Sometimes we watch movies and something like that, and you see somebody, a character, and you're like, I hated you.
Oh, yeah.
And you don't understand. That's the biggest compliment you can give an actor, because that means that he did his
my
job.
Yes.
And that's so important.
I got a lot of that.
Yeah. So,
no, but I said thank you. I did my job. And even family members of Suge Knight, after the premiere, after party, was like, yo, that was him. Yo, mad respect. And I was like, thank you. He didn't have to say that. But yeah, so.
With the dietary changes that, because like you said, the stunt squad say, yo, you got to eat.
Yeah.
You got to get up there. And then, now, having to have had change that, has that affected anything as far as going forward with your roles or anything like that?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
has it had the positive effect where, like you said, I want to be the son, I want to be this person?
Yeah. Yes. In the beginning of me getting back healthy, I went for roles that I would normally get all the time. But then they would say, yo, you're just too small. And I was like, me? Like, I scared millions of people. Literally. And really? I ain't big enough? Okay. And I was like, okay, thank you. And then now, when I went to my agent, he looked at me and was like, yo, this is incredible. You don't even look like the same guy. And now, like, we're going to get you some stuff, a lot of stuff. And I was like, I'm ready. And I've been getting stuff. And it's working. I'm still me, though, when it comes, like, I don't like talking about some stuff unless when it's time, then I'll say what's going on. But
Right.
yeah, I'm happy right now.
So you said that there's some stuff that's going to blow up. You don't have to. You don't have to tell us what it is. But when can you give us a timeline on what to look forward to for certain things? Because I want people to be able to keep up with you and see the change, not just on this show, but like on screen and stuff like that.
Well, like I did a series this year and people liked it, and it's called Crow Hill.
Okay.
And actually, like one of the producers and directors is my cousin, Lamar Maxon. He's a filmmaker. And Patrick Coker, he's like one of the main directors for Tales on BET.
Okay.
So, and they hired me, asked me to, would you do this role? And it's a sci-fi thriller. It's something I've never done before, really. And I'm kind of like a good guy, anti-hero guy with some morals. And, I'm dealing with some hothead, tough younger guys. And I'm just trying to, guide them.
It's a different question because it's always a lot been made of this, I guess, in Hollywood in general, especially with the direction. Do you think that and it's funny you have like a Marvel Comics thing. You see how Black Panther,
no doubt.
Power Man, like other stuff. You got the Mandalorian thing. But do you think that the sci-fi fantasy world is oversaturated right now in a sense of storytelling? And then, well, we'll start with that one.
It depends on the movie, I guess. Like, I think the last Thor movie was kind of extra. And I was like, really? Okay. But it's a different day. It's not like before, when people just, I don't know. It's just, it's like I wish they made films like they used to in some regards, because it makes it look better. I respect all the graphics and the CGI stuff, but like it just sometimes it looks really dumb when you see it, and it's like I like the authentic, real type of filmmaking, and it's raw, and a lot of the actors like that do action roles don't know anything about action or fighting or martial arts, and when they practice, you can practice forever. If you don't have it, you just don't have it. But they're still gonna hire him because he has maybe 25 million followers on social media or something. Right. But now,
I mean, I'm sure it's kept you busy. The fact that this industry is.
Oh yeah, it's been great. Honestly, yeah. Like, it's like I actually auditioned for Black Panther, and the role I auditioned for I actually got, which freaked my mind up. And people talk, and I was in this one TV series I was shooting, and it's like some of the guys were like, "Yo, I heard you about to be in Black Panther," but I tore my meniscus, and I couldn't hardly walk or stand.
Gotcha.
And that was that was rough for me, because I was like, yo, I could have.
You would have been. Well, that would have been like back to back for the Culture movies. Oh my goodness, the original. Because I don't know what's gonna happen with the second Black Panther.
Well,
but that first one was for the Culture, and obviously Straight Outta Compton, that would have been dope. But we're not gonna talk about what was.
But things happen for a reason,
right?
And and it's funny because I met with Chadwick Boseman, and at the Oscar after party, Governor's Ball, and we were talking, and we were talking about how the Black Panther character in the movie is so important for the culture. We need to see more black heroes.
And so here's a I guess this one's for the internet, and I'll send this to my people.
Yeah.
One guy I follow, his name is E-Man Movie Reviews. And his biggest thing right now is he believes that the role of Black Panther should be recast, and he doesn't really like. It's not that he's against what what's going on with how they're doing it, but it's almost like they're trying to phase that character out. And I guess you having met Chadwick, and you said something that's important. That's why I'm going to send. What you said was important. That's why I'm going to send him this clip. Yeah. But what do you think that they should recast that role because Chadwick did it so good.
Yes. Yes. They should recast it. We need to see T'Challa at least a few more times. And I'm supposed to be politically correct, but it just seems like there's not many black heroes. Like I'm seriously, like the black heroes were more in the 70s. You had a whole bunch of them. You had Jim Brown, and you had Fred Williamson, Isaac Hayes, and so many different, and Pam Grier and all that. And it just seems like for some reason they want to dismiss like black heroes, male black heroes, and we're like, and you're not really gonna be. It's like you're not true to the story. Like we need to see him a little more. And I honestly think that Chadwick wouldn't want the character of T'Challa to just go away. I think he would want somebody to take over. That's my judgment, my humble opinion. And I'm still going to support the film.
Of course.
Listen, black women are the strongest people on the planet. So, dude, it's they deserve it. It is time. I'm looking forward to that Woman King movie. With Viola. Oh man. So I'm looking forward to that. We need to see more of that. But we always considered the criminal or the animal or a savage. We're never considered as just people.
Or the sidekick.
Oh yeah. And I'm like, dude, we're so much more. We just need an opportunity, or do what Tyler Perry did, and make your own kingdom. And others are doing it, and things are working, and people are shining for it. So yeah. I think it's like slow when it comes to that. Like for instance, Idris Elba, the whole thing about him being James Bond. Why is that an issue? He's British. What's the issue? I mean, I have British friends, and I'm like, yo, you got black cops? Of course. And I was like, really? Of course we do. And I was like, but do you have guys in like high ranking? Say. And I was like, oh, really? I didn't know that. I thought it was, in other countries where I lived and stayed, there was no black people on the force or military.
Right.
And yeah, why not him? I just don't, he can really play any character he really wants to play. Like, he has that range. He can play anything. We've seen it. He can do anything.
I feel like this doesn't get enough respect today.
Yeah.
And obviously, part of it was just the legal issues that came about. And it wasn't even anything like criminal. He just, the taxes thing. Wesley Snipes doesn't get enough credit today of who he rolled,
Facts.
who he was. Like, if there's always like they make Top Gun and all these other movies. Give me another Passenger 57. Always been on black. Give me something else.
Train.
Like
I mean,
give him a role in the new Blade movie for me.
I think hopefully that
Money Train was fired.
Money Train.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
that fight. Oh man.
White man can't. Come on. Nobody gives this man enough credit for his.
Jack City.
He's my favorite actor. Honestly.
Yeah.
He's my favorite actor because he had his range was ridiculous.
The Art of War. Oh my goodness,
dude. I mean, that whole thing. I remember I was supposed to do a film with him right before he was convicted, and they had a big audition in New York, and I met him, and he was like, "Yo, we gonna do something." And I knew somebody that knew him, and it was all set. I got that call. Like, it's gonna be a garage fight scene. It's gonna be crazy.
Right.
And I'm like,
was it 1-to-1 or just
yeah, 1-to-1.
Ah, my goodness,
dude. I mean, and the thing about Wesley Snipes, there are other actors, great actors, and great martial art. Like Michael Jai White is phenomenal.
Right.
He's very fast. He looks fantastic. But he's never fight guys his size. why is that? He's never fight a guy his size. He says sometimes he said, well, we've combed the earth. I'm like, I'm right here, bro. You know, and what I think his speed is Michael Jai White's speed is phenomenal, but he doesn't have the soul that Wesley did. When he hits you, like you know what I'm saying? Like it was like Bruce Lee kinda, because Bruce Lee had that momentum and that emotional content. Like that brother was like, yo, Muhammad Ali, I'm gonna bring that on the movie. Look what, I mean, he had soul, bro. And Wesley Snipes has that soul when he does his movements. Everything is perfect. Everything is perfect. You know what I'm saying? And you know, but I just think now, I guess, he wants more variety. You know, you could be typecast. Even him, and he's great. I mean, but yeah, he doesn't get the credit he deserves.
I really don't.
Yeah. But I think though, like now he's doing more work, and I think you're gonna see more of a different, you know, and more powerful Wesley. It's like I think he's moving the right way.
Not a lot of people know that he was actually one of the first people who tried to bring Black Panther to the
Yeah,
big screen.
he was the first one for years trying to put that together. He fought hard for that too. And yeah, it's like that, man. And thing about it is, Blade carried Marvel. Kept people like Blade 1 and 2.
Yeah.
3, yeah. But 1 and 2.
Yeah.
He kept Marvel alive, bro. Like seriously, in my judgment, they should give him something.
I put a thing on TikTok or something like that because I finally got on there, and I said, you know, I saw a picture of Mahershala Ali, and I guess it was cropped, but it was like Mahershala Ali, but in the old Blade uniform. But I was like, yo, I was like, this how they come in with Mahershala Ali? Like, this is what's up. And I said, but Marvel fans need to know that Blade got it popping first, and then it opened up the doors. It really saved Marvel, and
it kept them in the loop. It kept them out there, you know. And they don't really talk about that either. But I worked with this guy too. What's his? I can't pronounce his first name. Mahershala Ali. I worked with him in Luke Cage. Very, very smart, intelligent, deep dude.
His portrayal, Cottonmouth. I didn't know who Cottonmouth was. I wasn't a big Luke Cage guy until they brought him to the big screen. Yeah, but he did that. Killed that with Cottonmouth.
Yeah, and he's another one that can play any role. And he's been working with a big time stunt action team called 8711, and back in LA. And I work with those guys. They're behind so many different movies, like action, the best action films. They're a part of it.
All right.
And he's working with them. I just hope he really does take it, the martial arts action part, so like really serious, because without that, people, I mean, no matter how much followers you have, if it stinks, it stinks. And I just don't want them to mess up what Wesley Snipes created. He created something big.
He really did, and it's like you can't like. If it's one of those things that comes on. Yeah. It's on the. You're gonna. There's certain stuff that comes on TV, and I'm like, I'm probably gonna be late because I'm probably gonna sit there and watch it. That's Blade. That's Blade and Law and Order. I can't. Law and Order gets you because they always get that opening clip.
I love Law and Order.
Do you know what I'm talking about? When they do that opening clip, and before they do the dun dun, and then you stuck, and I'm like, I'm gonna be late. But those are the type of shows that I really like. Yo, I'll sit there and I'll watch like 5 minutes, and then I'll be like, all right,
dude. I got.
His one-liners are amazing too.
Oh yeah, this motherfucking sitcom. Niggas, you crazy? Motherfuckers, you out your mind? You know. And I'm like, whoa, that's all him. Yeah. Ad-lib. That's like, like he is the daywalker, vampire hunter, killer. But yo, he's from the hood. He's gully with it.
I'm so glad that he gave his blessing. Like, yo, A lot of people, you know, they get uptight about certain things.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, nah, this dude, I believe in him. So
Yeah.
that's what it is.
And I believe in him too, Mahershala Ali. I mean, if anybody can do it and pull it off.
Right.
I mean, he won 2 Oscars, like, and he was in the first one he got. He was only in it for like maybe 8 or 10 minutes or something.
Wow.
And he got an Oscar for that. That's. I mean, his performances are really that deep and strong. And he had to work hard, you know. And he just recently got, you know, his props. And he's been here for a minute, like 30 years maybe. You know, and he's finally getting it.
What we coming to a close. And where can people find you right now? Are there any? I know that you are very you have to kind of, you don't want to put stuff out there until it's out there. But are there any particular projects right now that people can go look at, or maybe if somebody wants to revisit some of your work that's not straight out of Compton, where can they find that? And then
I'm gonna start doing some stuff on like Instagram about like putting my like the work I've done, and then like I'm gonna be on the other side critiquing it, you know, and say like, wow, that was a big motherfucker back in there. Wow. And I'm like, I really did that, because it's like I never really watched the stuff I've done.
right.
Because it's like, yo, I'm good. Let's on to the next. That's how I am.
Right.
But you know, I did watch one movie I was in. I was like, wow, all right, that was good. That was really good. It made me feel good. You
The
know?
eye in the sky doesn't lie.
Yeah.
So they can find you where?
I am. Let me see. I am R. Marcus Taylor, all one word, on Instagram. Yeah, Instagram, and I'm a big action guy on Twitter, and yeah, I mean those, and I do have TikTok. I just don't know the name.
Sometimes I don't know. I just log in. I log in through something else, and I'll be like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, you know, part of my podcast is that everybody I interview, I got to work out with. So I thought it would be dope if we could do a big action guy workout scene where maybe we're doing some like martial arts stuff. And you could teach me a couple moves, and then we could, you know, put it together and make it into a clip.
Yeah, that'd be tight.
And you know, this time when you jump at me, I'm gonna jump back,
yeah.
but then I'm gonna hit you with an elbow.
Yeah, and
come
then
back, and then come back. Then a roundhouse kick. No,
Yeah.
wife don't even believe me. He's just taking notes.
And he said,
He didn't even flinch like, yeah, boy. He said, boom, full of it.
I'm down for it though. I'm down.
But yeah, that's where it's at. So,
Yeah.
you know, that's our Marcus Taylor. This is the House of Boom podcast. I thank you for being a guest, man. I thank you for being a man of your word.
Yes, sir.
We talked about this Sunday, and
Yeah.
he's here today, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yes, sir.
And it means a lot when somebody is a man of their word, you know what I mean? Because then God can bless you, because he can give you more, you know, faithful with little, faithful with much.
Yeah.
So, you know, this is the House of Boom. We are out. Peace.